My next guest is an all-conference and all-academic team for your Aztec softball from Orlando, Florida. Please welcome Cali Decker. This video is sponsored by Aztec Link and their official content branch, the We Believe Network. The We Believe Network is a subscription-based platform that allows viewers to get access to exclusive Aztec content. That money is then reinvested back into the program to create NIL opportunities for the athletes themselves. Enjoy the video. What's up? Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so I just want to start by letting people get to know you a little bit outside of softball. So what is your family like, and how did they kind of help you get into sports?
For sure. So just give some context. I have two older brothers. They played baseball growing up. Grew up in Florida. Had a little bit different of a story. Was born in Baltimore, then moved to Florida when I was 5. Lived in Florida up until third grade. Moved to North Carolina for 2 years, and then moved back to Florida. So kind of jumped around. Still have two older brothers that played baseball all throughout middle school and high school, and I was just wanted to be like them, of course, and wanted to follow in their footsteps. I was a total tomboy growing up, so wore all the boys' clothes, all the things, and so played baseball a little bit when I was growing up, and then got into softball when I was about give or take 10.
Okay.
Kind of flirted back and forth with baseball and softball.
Did you ever play both at the same time?
Yeah.
What was that transitioning between, just throwing a different ball and hitting it? Was that tough?
For sure, yeah. I think it's totally different. At that time I was playing coach pitch baseball and underhand, slow front toss softball. But I definitely think the ball differences makes a big difference for the most part. But nothing too dramatic. I was too young, I feel to remember.
Gotcha. Yeah, I played baseball and football growing up, and I always remembered after baseball season, I would just be throwing ducks for the first couple sessions until I got used to it again. So I can imagine that'd be tough.
I feel right now I throwing a baseball. Sometimes I'll go home and train with some baseball guys, but it's throwing a baseball is so significantally different.
Yeah.
I can I'm so bad at throwing a baseball. It feels like I'm throwing a golf ball of how small it is.
Yeah.
So, and then I pick up a softball again. It feels like a beach ball.
Yeah.
And I'm oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Did you ever play other sports too, like volleyball or anything else that?
Yeah. I actually played a lot of tennis growing up. Okay. So played tennis a lot. I would literally go back and forth from a tennis tournament to a softball tournament. I had the eye black running down my face. It's my dad's favorite story to tell of just my hair is a mess, showing up to this swanky country club, and I just look not a part of any sort of country club. Yeah. And I would just come in there and kick some guy's butt. Yeah, and just go back to the softball field after and catch. And being a catcher, your hair's going everywhere at all times. Yeah. So the helmet on and off, but played tennis a lot, and then in middle school I played volleyball.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Tennis with the eye black on,
it's
gotta be intimidating.
Oh yeah. And I would play a lot of guys, honestly. Didn't play a lot of women at the time, so it was very interesting showing up just a dirt ball.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So you said you're already catching then. Have you always played catcher, or did you bounce around
I've been a catcher since I was very, very young.
Gotcha.
I don't necessarily know why.
Yeah.
But just fell in love with it and stuck behind the plate. Nice. I played a little bit at first base these past 2 years in college, but I never played the infield, if I'm going to be quite honest. Throughout, I played shortstop in high school, but that's about it.
Got you. I'm curious about the recruiting process for softball, because football mainly you have film of all your varsity games and you make it to a highlight tape, send it out to coaches, but you probably don't really film and send out clips for softball. So how does that work?
Yeah, so when I was getting recruited, looked a lot different than it does now. I feel now softball world is kind of going into that clips, because a lot of the games are getting streamed and on Game Changer. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's basically a site that they can log all of the games, and it's live stats.
It has all your at-bats and
live stats, yeah. Gotcha. So the travel ball organizations are going into that route, but when I was growing up, it was just word of mouth, and you would go to camps and get your face in front of these college coaches and hope they give you an opportunity of some sort and saw that you had potential. So I think growing up in middle school, I was getting recruited in 8th grade and 9th grade, and actually disgusting to say that, I feel like, because it's just like you shouldn't be having to make a decision at the ripe age of 13 and 14 to like where you want to go to school. And so I'm happy now that they've changed the rule that they can't talk to you until your junior year. So they can send you letters, I think, along the lines of just like, hey, this is who we are. Like, no, nothing along the lines of like, hey, like I want you to come to our school. Here's the offer. Like fan mail type, so when they made that adjustment after a bunch of young recruits, I think that was a super important decision from the NCAA to be able to pivot into more of a collective group effort to not recruit at such a young age, because like you don't know where to go in high school, in college. So that's a big decision, especially for women. And
then you committed early, right? Was it your freshman year?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
fall of my freshman year.
Yeah. So what went into that decision? You wanted to. I know you went to Florida right out of high school, right? So was that your first offer, or who was like the first college to kind of recruit you?
Boy, if I could remember, honestly. Good question though, but I feel like I had a few offers here and there out of in high school and stuff. I think Florida was so awesome just because it was like 2 hours away from my house, and really liked the coaching staff, and really like enjoyed what they had going on. And I think it's one of those things, like those Power 5 schools are very awesome to the eye and like get you to come in and do all the things. But I'm super grateful of like how my journey's evolved through starting at a Power 5 and coming here, and it's been super awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah. How does an official visit work in softball? Are they allowed to, like fly you guys out, do the hotel dinners and all of that? Or are there rules? Yeah, same thing.
Everything's the same.
And then do you get unlimited, or is it like you only get a certain amount of those?
I think they just changed the rule that you can do unlimited.
So it's the same. Got you.
It used to be just 5 though.
Okay.
During my recruiting process, it was just 5.
Nice.
So a lot of visits that you would go on would be unofficial.
Okay. I was curious, what's the biggest difference between high school softball and college softball, like when you're transitioning your first couple of years?
It's like night and day. Yeah. I always tell people that. I actually had an opportunity last summer to coach a travel ball team and
high school team?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like not high school, but just like a club team that like you have ranges from 9th grade to 12th grade of like a range of.
So it's not like one school, but it's just all kids from high school.
So I always tell everyone like your freshman year is going to be the hardest year of your life.
Yeah.
Just from the standpoint of like you're moving away from home. You're now having to do your laundry that you haven't had to do for years on end, and find a way to get 3 meals in without your mom being like, hey, did you eat? Here's a snack. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like those little things that like you don't think about, and that transition is like very night and day. I feel like as far as competition, I mean, you're going up with the best of the best and playing at the highest level. I was fortunate enough to play on a very high level club team as well. So I felt like it allowed me to transition in a smooth manner. And I think it prepared me, but I feel like also, I don't know if anything prepares you like that much for college sports. I mean, as fact of like college football is very different.
The biggest thing for me was like in high school, it was really rare that a defense you played had 11 like solid defenders. So there's always like, okay, like they got a bad corner, we'll just pick on him all game. But then like in college, they're too deep is legit at every position. So
like you're playing with the best of the best. Like you might have been the best on your high school team, but you're coming into college and everyone
was the best.
So it's like you got to take that, like swallow your pride a little bit and be like, hey, like I'm ready to learn, and like that's like the approach you have to go into, like understanding like I'm great, like I'm here for a reason.
Yeah, no. You mentioned the club teams. Do you think recruiting for high school, is it mainly based off your high school team that you play with, or is a lot of the scouting done with clubs?
It's all through clubs.
Okay.
I mean, the rare, like if you get recruited out of high school, like as far as like on your high school team, it's probably very rare. But,
gotcha.
I'm sure it happens.
Yeah.
I know that, but a bunch of like club travel softball teams, like that's where you're going to get recruited.
Got it. I talked to Reed Fisher. He came on the podcast too, and he said it was kind of the same for soccer. A lot of it's just through the clubs.
Yeah.
So you get to Florida your freshman year. You guys go to the College World Series, right?
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
It's awesome. So kind of just give you a little bit of my story at Florida my freshman year. The fall of my freshman year, I cut my finger opening an avocado.
Okay.
Sounds funny, but I actually like basically had full reconstructive surgery on my index finger.
Oh, geez, it was bad.
Cut through 2 tendons in a joint.
Oh, man. On your throwing or catching on?
Yeah, it'll never be straight ever again. You should probably see, but yeah, so on my catching hand, so struggled with that. I mean, just like your finger is so like just like prone to touch, like it's very sensitive. There's a lot of nerves and stuff, so getting back into that and the contact of the ball constantly is not all that great, especially when it's cold out and stuff like that. But fast forward, I was like, basically I felt like I was served in a role that like was necessary like during that time. Was like a pinch hitter basically.
Okay.
And it was super awesome and took every opportunity that I could get. But the World Series came around. Obviously, it's like so legit. I mean, you just gotta soak it all in. Like,
where was it at?
It's in Oklahoma City every year. So,
every year, okay.
Yeah, so
gotcha.
Like, you go to OKC, it's like legit. You're gonna get the best of the best. I think it was just like it like flashes before your eyes and then it's like done. So it's like to go there my freshman year and to like have gone through everything was like almost like a story ending. Like it was perfect. It was just like the way everything worked out for the right reasons, which then pivoted to my decision to leave.
Do you guys like for the World Series? Do you get to go to the city a little bit before and like do some fun stuff, or is it more of a business trip? Like come play your games, leave.
I mean, you get there before, yeah. It's definitely a business trip for sure. I felt like a lot of teams go out to dinner and stuff like that, like days before, and they'll do fun things like you do the Nike experience, which basically like Nike puts on like probably this big of a room. You get like a swag bag. I think the year I went, they had like hair braiders, so if you wanted to get your hair done, you could. And then like Norma Tech will come in, and there's like Norma Tech everything, like boots, anything you want. If you want to just sit, you're there for like an hour.
Gotcha.
They have like little charcuterie. And,
just
like,
take care of you.
Yeah, just like hang out and spend some time together, and then you like practice 2 days before on the field. Same with like day before you practice on the field. You like get time cut out so you are able to get adjusted to the field.
Okay.
And everyone has the same time. So
gotcha.
And I also like the Nike experience is so cool, but if you're not in Nike school, like you don't get it.
Oh, you can't keep the stuff?
Yeah. Well, you keep the stuff. Yeah. But like, say you're in Adidas school, they must have their own thing, but
yeah,
like, the
they don't even
stuff
go.
is so legit, and it's like stuff that you can wear. It's like streetwear. It's not like
just cleats or whatever.
Yeah. It's not like you don't get any like stuff that you would wear to like softball.
Yeah. Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah. So that was super great.
Nice. So you were at Florida for how many years?
A year.
Just one, and then you transferred straight to here? Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
So what was that like moving, you've been in Florida, only 2 hours from home, and now you're all the way across the country. What was the
2 hours to 2,000 miles away?
Is that really how far it is?
Yeah.
So like if anyone's watching this and they're gonna have to go far for college, do you have any advice, or like what was some of the hard things you dealt with that?
For sure. I mean, like embrace the homesickness.
Yeah.
I think that just comes with life and growing up. And shoot, like I always tell, like I call my mom probably every single day, if not more, once than twice. So I think just understand what you're doing is going to serve you greater in life and a greater purpose, and you're going out there for a reason, however far you're going. And I think it allows you to develop as a human and as an individual, like by yourself, and the independency that you'll realize moving super far away from home. I was literally just having this conversation at work of just like, I'm so grateful to like be here and to like be present in San Diego. Just like, I love my family so much, and I know I'm a Florida girl at my heart, and like I'm gonna move home once I'm done, or like at least close enough to drive. But I have not taken a single day like here for granted, even if like during those homesickness weeks. And I mean, my team has seen me cry multiple times, but it's just like embrace that and like understand like you're gonna cry, you're gonna be sad, but it's like how you move on of like, all right, like this is where I'm supposed to be, like how can I put myself in the best position to like grow, learn, meet as many people as I can, and make connections, because like at the end of the day that's gonna like take you far in life. And like knowing you just have to take that first big step of, like, I'm gonna do it. Like why not?
Yeah,
I
it can
have
be scary
absolutely
for sure.
nothing to lose. It's scary for sure.
Mhm.
I lived alone my first year when I moved out here.
Oh, okay,
Like I
yeah.
didn't live with roommates. And I mean that is just like
Yeah,
a
that's
setup
tough.
for itself. So
Mhm.
I felt like it just taught me independency and like how to be apart from my parents and appreciate when you do go home to enjoy it. And I always say like hang up and hang out, like just be present with your family and whoever your loved ones are. And I think it's just like so awesome to be out here, and like not a lot of people get that opportunity to.
Yeah.
So I think that's like my outlook of being in San Diego.
That's super cool.
It's just like appreciating where my feet are. And like my mom, like everyone will say this, like my mom was like, be where your feet are.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you can't feel your feet, like find a way that you can.
That's cool. So. I love that. Yeah. So as far as softball goes, what is the like end goal? Do you want to be like Olympics or pro softball? Are you interested in coaching, or are you just kind of gonna cross that path when it comes?
Yeah, I think like going into my last year, I've definitely navigated it a little bit differently. I feel like if you asked me my freshman year if I was going to play professional softball, I'd be like, heck no, zero chance. But as it's been so awesome to see how like professional softball has kind of evolved over the past few years, and just the people have grown it so much, it's been like almost like so eager to the eye that like I would maybe want to do that and pursue it, but I really don't know if I'm going to be honest. Like I've coached last summer, like I told you, but
yeah,
I don't know. I would be interested in
like
coaching somewhere and getting my master's or something. But I think I'm ready to like start my career and like do all the things and like enjoy my last year. And if it's like my time to hang up the cleats, like it's time.
Gotcha.
And like accepting that with a grain of salt of just being like, you served a purpose during that time. And it's been a long journey, but like at some point you gotta just find a way that you can make money and support yourself and do all the things. So
have you ever done like private trainings like for other catchers and stuff?
Yeah, I actually offer.
Go ahead. Plug it. Go ahead. How can people find you? What's the Instagram?
Instagram, yeah. I offer lessons in San Diego, more in like Scripps Ranch and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, we'll plug it. We'll drop it right here. So if you're interested in some lessons, you can hit her up.
DM me.
I got some softball specific questions. I wanted to get to know your story a little bit. Yeah. First one, what's up with the chants, man? I thought that stopped at like middle school, but I came to a couple of your guys' games. Yeah. It doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop.
I think is it effective? Is it getting people's head?
Did you see? I mean, did we win the games?
I suppose. I guess it does.
So I think it's just like a little piece like, trust me, I think about it all the time. It's such a weird thing that's like, we cheer, like we sing songs.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely a weird concept, but I think it's like so unique that it's like just what softball players do. And we've done it since we were very young.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just what you do. But even like in the pros, I heard them on the TV.
Still?
The other day, like,
nice.
Doing cheers, but it's like, some people got some beats and they can get it going. And I'm like, okay, like that's pretty good. But I don't know. I think it's just a way to like keep the energy up.
Yeah. Who calls it? Do you have like a chant leader, or is it just whoever's feeling it just gets it started?
I mean, everyone knows the cheers, so it's like if you think it's the right time, go ahead and let it rip.
You just start it up. Okay. I got it. Was that tough? As like, do you guys all? Is it a universal like the same chants, or whenever you transferred, you learn new ones?
I think a little bit of both. Like,
okay.
I don't think we did a lot of like singing chants at Florida, if I'm gonna be quite honest.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we did a little bit of both.
Okay. What is the chalk ring around the pitcher's mound? What's the significance of that?
Just the pitcher circle.
That's just where it goes. Yeah. There's no like rule as far as like if you get the ball in there, like
no,
people have to go back.
What is that game called when you play as a kid?
It's like if you could throw it to them before they're at the base, they gotta go back or something.
Like,
okay.
No, it's not that.
It's just to show where the mound is. Really.
Yeah, it's like circle, pitcher circle. Say if like give an example, like if there's someone on base and the pitcher has the ball, or is like walking out of the circle, that runner can advance. Okay. Like while she's out, but if she's in the circle, she can't advance. Because you can't lead off, right? So that's kind of where you can lead off when the pitcher releases the ball. Then you could go. Okay, yes. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah. Do you call your own pitches, or how does that work as far as communicating with the pitcher? Yeah, I mean, I think Nuvi and my coach, does a great job calling pitches. We've kind of like created good dialogue. So it's like if I see something, I'll do it. I'll call the pitches, but I've definitely had the flexibility of like calling my own game if needed, times are necessary, whatever. But I think we do a great job here, just like working as a staff. I think there's value in that because like you can't always see the best angle, and it's important to kind of collaborate and more minds is best.
Yeah, that's cool to have that trust. So do you guys use the wristband, or do you just give them like one for fastball, just fingers? How does it work? Actually telling the pitcher what you want.
If I'm calling, I'm usually giving fingers, but if it's coming from the dugout, it's usually on the wristband.
Oh, so the pitcher will look over to the dugout too. Okay, that makes sense. Makes sense. Why number 11?
Okay, I actually was talking about this with my dad the other day.
Okay, cool.
It's kind of a backstory, just a little bit. It's not like anything like crazy or whatever, but when I was growing up, our really good family friends, Chris Brock, he played in the big leagues, and the son, Christopher, actually wore number 11, and like a bunch of their stuff was like Chris Brock wore like the one that played in the big leagues, 45, and then I think he might have worn 11 too, but they were like our best friends, like still to this day, like I was over there all the time, and like I just thought 11 like looked so cool on like everybody. I'm like, that number is just cool, and I want to look cool, so I'm gonna wear number 11.
Solid.
And so I've literally had number 11 since I was like 8.
Okay, everywhere you've gone, you got it.
Besides Florida, I was number 35, but 35 holds totally a lot more meaning than 11 does. But
11 looks sick.
Like 35 just like didn't suit me.
Gotcha.
Like, I've always been like double six. Like that's what people call me.
Nice.
So it's like that's just been my life forever. So it's like when I wore 35, I was like, I don't know.
Felt a little odd.
This jersey feels all that good. So
got you.
Yeah.
I noticed you hit lefty, but you throw righty. Do you do anything else in life left-handed, or why do you hit lefty?
I've always hit lefty.
Just kind of came natural that way.
Yeah. Born lefty, whatever, through righty, but I can eat with my left hand.
Okay. Both or always with the left? Like if you're just gonna sit down and have a meal, which hand do you go with?
I'm going with my right, but I could easily just go with my left. So like
you're like semi-ambidextrous.
Yeah, semi. Only when I eat.
Okay.
Like if you tell me to throw the ball with the left hand,
it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Gotcha.
I golf left-handed. I play tennis right-handed in pickleball, and then volleyball. I was like an outside hitter, so I hit with my right hand. Okay.
Nice. What else I have? Oh, do you have any superstitions or like pre-game, pre-inning rituals that you do?
Yes, but like no. Like I've been trying to be better about it.
Okay.
And if my coach is watching this, she'll probably beg to differ because once I get in a groove, I'm like, you do not crack.
Don't change it. Yeah.
You do nothing. So I'm very superstitious about my Whoop color band. Like I swear every time I play in the black band, I suck.
So that one's only for off the field.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then I played with like a pink and blue one this year, and those were the games that I felt like
did the best. Yeah.
Like confident, empowered, like on it, like all the things.
Keep it going.
Yeah. So I was like, one weekend on a travel trip, I forgot it, and I literally almost died. Like I swear, I think I had the worst weekend ever, and I was like, God, this sucks. But
did that help you get over it, or did that reinforce it even more? Yeah. Okay, so got it.
I'm a little bit like also superstitious about like our hitting routines and stuff. Like I'm a big routine girl. Like I have to activate, and then I have to do my I
feel like that's a pretty big softball, baseball thing in general.
Yeah. Tee. Then I hit front toss. I hit 3 rounds of front toss, 2 with the heavy bat, 1 with a regular. Then I go on the field and we hit 5 like full arm circles
every time.
Yeah.
Nice, consistent. Yeah. I noticed too. Actually, one of the fans told me when I was watching the game that you never step on home plate when you're catching. When did that start?
I mean, such as a young kid, I feel like Aubrey Monroe does it. She's like a legendary catcher. And it's just legit. But I mean, why step on your home?
There you go. I like it. Why step on your home?
Yeah.
Solid. Like so you saw her doing that, and that's kind of what inspired it.
Yeah. I think you should take pride in like that's your home plate. Like you want to clean, you should clean it.
Nice.
you're not going to step on it. And nothing more irks me in my life when catchers step on the plate and like make it dirty and like, I don't know, just not my thing.
Yeah.
And I want to see other people doing it and just like it irks me.
Have you ever had somebody charge the mound whenever you're catching? Is that a softball thing? Do people ever charge? No, never. Even if they like get hit intentionally?
No. I mean, you've probably seen some videos obviously of me, like, or if you've been to the games. If I get hit, I kind of catch an attitude, and that's something that
You'll stare them down or what?
I've done it before, but it's not something that I'm proud of. But I think it's just, I don't know why I get so like sassy almost.
Yeah.
Like, I get like pissed. I'm like, all right. But then I'm like, heck yeah, like you just put me on base, like I'm going to score.
It locks you in.
Yeah, like I'm like, that's your fault, mistake. But it's like, I think I have a few pictures that I could probably show you that I'm like throwing down the bat.
I like it.
Because I'm like, I just got pegged.
We used to, when I played baseball, like probably like our 10-year-old team when we were young, all the kids were scared to get hit by the ball. So they would be like stepping out of the box. So my dad was coaching and he implemented the bruise bag is what he called it. So anybody who got hit by a ball got like it's like a treasure box. Like there was like wristbands or like a little $5 Starbucks gift card or whatever. And I think we led the league in hit by pitches after that. Kids were like leaning in, trying to like we had called strikes because kids were like on the plate. So awesome. It was effective. Yeah.
I mean, it totally is effective. Like there's so many teams out there that do it too. Mm-hmm. And I think it's so legit when you like just like take it and just go. Like
it's badass.
Yeah. Like it's so awesome. And so I think that's an awesome thing.
Have you had different walkout songs over the years? What are some of your walkout songs?
So my freshman year at Florida, it was Fireman by Lil Wayne, and then I had California Dreamin' too, by Lorenzo. It's like a little remix, of the old California Dreamin' song. And then my sophomore year, I had a reggae song, Bright Side of Life, and then I had that for half of this year. Mm. And I was playing bad, so
switched it up.
Yeah.
Can you switch it like game to game, or is it kind of something that they want you to stick with?
You stick with one. At Florida, I had two, and then here you can only have one. But I switched my song to "Where You Are" by John Summit. I mean, just gets everybody going.
Gets the people going.
Yeah, like you could literally hear the dugout like screaming it after it's like hit off.
There you go.
Like, that's just like so fun to like hear. Like when you're up to bat, it's just like.
Yeah, get the vibes going. The whole stadium rocking.
Oh yeah,
I like it. I know I went to one of the games. Someone tried to steal second on you, throw them out from the knees. Is that the best way to go, or do you pop up sometimes, or is it always just catch it, drop to a knee throw? Which way do you prefer?
It's really preference. Like everyone's different. For me, I'm a knee thrower.
Okay.
Just always have been. I've relied on my arm for strength. Just. My arm's been strong my whole entire life.
Just faster to get it out that way.
So, but if the ball's up, like you're forced to throw from your feet. So I'll throw from my feet, but if you've seen some practices me throwing from my feet, you'd say you should
probably go back to the old way.
Yeah, go back to the old way. So not the fastest on my feet, but can get it done on my knees.
Gotcha. I went to high school with Kenzie Hansen, the catcher from Oklahoma, and my mom was just telling me this story. I think it was when they're in the World Series this year. Mm-hmm. They were watching it at like a little restaurant in her hometown where she's from, and one of the parents was like, or when people watching was like, "Oh, that's my daughter, the catcher," and they looked over and they know who Kenzie's parents are. They're like, "Hey, no, it's not." And they called her out, and they're like, "Well, yeah, it's not, but like we grew up with her. It's like they were just they're lying, trying to claim her.
Gosh.
Yeah, trying to get a little clout for knowing the catcher on the team.
That's
crazy. You ever had any crazy like fan interactions or anything like that?
No, not really. I feel like that is actually crazy, but Kenzie Hansen's like she's
a dog.
She's a dog.
I think she went 4 for 4.
She's legit.
Yeah, I saw a video
big props to her.
On Oklahoma's social media, and like the girls are doing lunges with dumbbells, and
she's doing
they're all doing like 60s or whatever. I was like, dang, 60s, like that's pretty good. And then she's got 115s,
like,
repping them out.
Are you kidding? Like that is insane. over my deadlift.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I can
wild.
lift, but like that's a whole nother level.
No, yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, that's
Awesome. Yeah, just to wrap it up, I wanted to see if you had any words of wisdom for any young aspiring softball players that are watching this, and then yeah, we'll close it up.
I think my only piece of advice would be like have fun, enjoy the process. It's long, but it's so worth it in the end. Like going into my senior year, like I wouldn't take back anything that I did, and I hoping that I can leave here with no regrets. Just enjoy the process. Thank your parents for all the money that they're going to spend, just as far as like travel ball and stuff like that, and hopefully you'll come out on top and be able to go to college. But I think just have fun and enjoy the process, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't have
See where
any.
your feet are.
I don't have any softball advice, but I would say no matter what sport you play, try to meet people from other teams because, like knowing Kenzie in high school was cool to see them now playing at other schools, and then meeting Cali or other athletes on different sports makes it more fun to go watch the games. So just branch out and meet new people as much as you can. So thanks again for coming on. I appreciate it. That was
thank
fun.
you. That was awesome.
Thanks for tuning in. Want to give one more quick shout out to our sponsors, Aztec Link and the We Believe Network. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and check out the link in the description to get started today.